Well, welcome back to the SquadCast. How you doing today, Bo?
Oh my god, are we really doing this?
Yeah, we're live again, finally. It's been a while since we've done this. I think we said that last time, but it really has been a while. Yeah. Anyways, I remember the last SquadCast was before spring break, which was...
Yep. 3 weeks ago now.
I think it was more than 3 weeks ago, Bo, because we're in week 3. The last SquadCast, I don't know when we're gonna. I don't know. It was at least a month and a half ago. I'll say, at the very least. But yeah, this is the 10th episode of the SquadCast. We have 10 of these, mobile boy.
Wow, I should have brought a bottle of bubbly.
You're 20. You can't.
No, I meant like LaCroix carbonated water.
Oh, you fucking weeb. Anyways, because it's been so long, the doc was massive, so we might just shoot the shit for a bit. It's not going to be a super structured. Maybe next SquadCast it'll be more structured.
Is this our new segment? Shoot the shit.
Well, the next SquadCast, if we continue this pattern, will be in June.
So maybe we don't continue this pattern then.
I mean, yeah, I hope not, but I'd much rather have a structure, because free form, especially on a live podcast, is not my favorite.
A little bit of spontaneity never killed anyone.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess we can start off with what you did with spring break, because we haven't talked about that, I guess. I mean, we saw each other at one point.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm. As I came over down to Ashland for a week and a half.
Yeah, we had sushi with your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And Hayden ordered 3 pieces of sushi and proceeded to eat them just off the plate. No soy sauce, no wasabi, no nothing.
I'm a simple man. I don't need your fucking sauce, my boy.
This is not a question of, like, simplicity or complexity. It's just, like, eating just sushi off, that's just eating raw fish. There's no flavor. There's no art to that.
Mm-hmm. Well, whatever. It's not about the art. It's about whether it tastes good and whether it fills me up, my boy.
Did it do either of those things?
It filled me up, kind of.
Anyway, after that, I went back to my homestay.
Okay.
It's back to my home for everybody with the non-lingo.
For everyone that isn't living in 1954.
Oh, come on. I know all the jive lingo the homies are using these days,
Continue.
brother.
Stop. No, 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 no. I'm not taking that this time. Continue the story. Keep going.
Okay. So, I mean, I went home. I met the new pet guinea pig of the house. Her name is Claire, and she's adorable.
Wow.
Yeah, good read, Owen Wilson. So after that, I mostly just chilled at home and practiced my saxophone a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Fucking sex. I forgot you had that saxophone.
Yeah, I can play a couple different songs now.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've had a lot going on. I stayed national for spring break. I came back. Classes started.
Mm-hmm.
I finally finished that constitutional video. Uh, what did you think of that, Bo?
I liked it.
You liked it? It
I
was
did.
almost 19 minutes of glory.
Yeah, and face cam.
I think it's my favorite video I've made so far because it's pretty much the only one I'm happy with. Like today, granted it's a new video, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm really happy with that video and how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the guy's a fucking crazy. He's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, but that's kind of our entire political climate right now is made up of crazy people.
That's pretty true. Um,
Like, this guy's just another crazy cog in the insanity machine.
good old Netty boy. Bunch of hood rat scum.
I mean, any use of the Confederate flag is it's freedom of speech and whatever.
But if you use the Confederate flag, you automatically have lost all credibility you had before. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate statement, I think.
Um. Anyways, a few things I left out of that video. Um. A lot of his sources were based off of the Confederacy, like were Confederate sources. So like his scientific sources about skull structure and IQ, those were all based out of the KKK and the Confederacy.
I mean, not to mention that he might be citing historical science and facts from, fucking 1861.
Yeah, yeah.
Which it's not, I mean, like, science did happen in 1861, but maybe, just maybe, counter evidence has been found since then.
Maybe newer science is better than older science. I mean, that's just a thought.
I mean, I don't know why we shouldn't base all society off of facts discovered in, 140 years ago.
Yeah. Another interesting thing that happened that I cut out because it wasn't very relevant. He's a 23-year-old, and he lives in Texas. He went to Rutgers and UT Texas, or UT Dallas, I mean, and he got kicked out of. I don't know which one he got kicked out of. Maybe it's the same one. I'm not super familiar with Texas schools. Maybe someone can tell me. But he got kicked out of school because he basically claimed that his free speech was being, I guess, taken away from him, and he basically called one of his professors a fat feminist fuck, out loud, and he got kicked out of it. And he's like, that's treasonous. They violated my free speech, and they should be executed because it's treason.
I mean, like, one, he's sort of like 25% right that you shouldn't be kicked out of school for being an asshole. But at the same time,
it's also disrespectful. And
yes, it's also frightfully easy to not be an asshole.
He also is trying to get into the army, and we were trying to tell him, because you were a part of the KKK, you probably won't get into the army. You know that, right? I'm like, but I was unorganized. I wasn't, but you're still, if you're a part of a terrorist organization, according to the United States, they're a terrorist organization. So do you really think you're going to get in there? Do you really think that you're going to get in there? Nonetheless, he's carrying around Confederate flags and shit like that, and they won't let anyone like that get in. They don't do that. That's just
I mean, there's a fairly large difference between being a fairly hateful asshole to your teacher and being in the KKK.
Yeah, whenever someone flies a Confederate flag, to me it never. I don't see I mean, okay, I'm white. I'm a very white person.
You don't say.
Yeah. So when I see, I guess, when I look at it at a very governmental standpoint, the Confederate flag not only represents just racism and bigotry, but it also represents treason and secession. And it does not represent white pride or Southern glory. It just represents secession and treason and going against the United States. So when quote unquote Americans start flying the Confederate flag around, it's very disconcerting because
Yes.
they're basically glorifying an old forgotten Revolutionary War for a nation that rebelled against the United States, which for basically he also said that it was for taxation and theft because of sales tax and not because that they were having slaves and they were told not to have the slaves. Yeah, it's dumb. It's real fucking dumb.
Well, I sort of half agree with you, half not, because yes, the Civil War was stupid, and the Confederate flag has evolved to be synonymous with racism and unforgivable, just sexism and racism
Just
and
bigotry.
just bigotry. I already used bigotry. I was trying to be smote.
Bigotry is already, it's already an umbrella term.
It's such a good word.
You fucking bigot.
But the thing is that a people's right to secede from a government that they think is not being effective at representing the people is a good thing.
Okay.
Like, well, because government is important, but it's kind of one of those, you got to meet me halfway, because a government needs people to govern, and people need a government that they feel is effectively representing them.
Okay.
Now, whether or not that is...
And that's where states and counties and cities come in, because those are what represent people more than... That's more detailed and more in depth than just a country, because a country is very broad, but when you go into a state, you can there's a huge difference usually when you take an average person from California and an average person from, say, Washington. There's going to be a difference. Or say someone from Oregon and someone from Maryland, there's going to be a huge difference.
Well, and whether or not that is applicable to the Confederacy and the Civil War is debatable by people who are smarter than me. But that was then, and this is now, 140 years later, and no, I don't think just waving a Confederate flag around is an okay thing to do.
Yeah, it's definitely in the vein of protest, but to me, a Confederate flag is very un-American. That's what I was getting at. It's a very...
whether or not it's even un-American...
It's very un-American, and it's very unpatriotic, in my opinion.
Really, with how, whether you intend this or not, with the way that it has become synonymous with the Confederacy and the way that the Confederate flag has become synonymous with racism, you can't wave it without adding that to your argument or adding that to whatever it is you're saying.
Yeah.
You might claim it's national pride, but all I'm seeing is a big banner that says racism.
Exactly.
So if you really want me to listen to what you have to say, I would first start by formulating some nice academically based arguments. Cite your sources.
Exactly. And the Confederate States of America is not a valid source.
No, it's 100. That's 140 years of they just used to cut people's limbs off in the battlefield with rusty saws because they thought it was medical.
Well, we could try to move on to a topic if you want, into politics.
Let's hear politics.
The French elections, the first stage of the French elections finished up, and it's Le Pen, which is the, I forgot who the other person was, but it's basically the far-right party, which is the equivalent of Trump, and then it's versus the centrist party.
Well, let's see if the French are smarter than Americans.
This might decide whether... This might decide the fate of Europe. This election actually is what I've been seeing. Let's see. I'm just trying to think of what else. I was really worried we were gonna have a nuclear war at one point. Um, earlier, both with Syria and both with North Korea, because with Syria we saw 59. This is old news at this point, but we saw 59 Tomahawk missiles go to a Syrian air base. We didn't know if there were Russians there for the longest time. The U.S. told Russia an hour in advance that, hey, we're bombing this. And so my biggest worry is that there would be Russian casualties, and then we would just start fighting from there, and then there it goes. There goes the world. That was my first worry. And then about half a week to a week later, you had North Korea doing their little exercise, and then China going on to doing their exercise, going to the Korean border, and then showing off their missiles and doing all this shit, and then them saying we're gonna do something big this next year. But then I was kind of calmed down when their missile test failed. I've been seeing that their missile test failed because it was like sabotaged by the Americans or sabotaged by the West somehow. Yeah.
Either way, I really hope North Korea is not stupid, because I've said this before. The moment they launch a nuke, their entire nation is gone.
Yeah. If they're the one to attack first, then, which it will be, there's no way the West is going to attack first. That's just not going to happen. We're too cautious and smart for that, to do that. But when because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when at this point. When North Korea does something, its only allies, China and Russia, are going to back away and say, this is disgusting. And then, like, you deserve what's coming for you, pretty much.
Well, it's all about, because if you get right down to it, the entire Earth revolves around money and resources.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean to don't mean to burst North Korea's bubble. Every single nation on the planet has more money and resources than they do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every single one.
Well, the people don't have as much money and resources, but the government has some resource, I would say.
I know, but like
compared to the populations, yes, I would agree, but they probably have more resources than, say, Swaziland.
Okay, but allow me to rephrase. Yeah, because if it comes down to them versus America, which one is more valuable to the global economy is going to win.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even a question.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
I suppose I spoke hastily with every single nation, but any nation that North Korea is going to attack will be worth more than North Korea to any one of their allies.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's see, what else happened in the political sphere, I guess. I'm just trying to think. I thought I saw something. I'm just looking through my Discord server on the news channel because I constantly update news.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the pins especially, those highlight the news. I've been seeing a lot of backlash for a show called 13 Reasons Why. Have you heard of it?
I have not.
It's a Netflix show. It's about this girl commits suicide, and she leaves a series of 13 cassette tapes.
Oh, I mean, I've seen, like...
And each tape is, like, a reason why she killed herself.
I mean, there's something, like, on Netflix, like, watch our show.
Yeah, that's what it was. I've been seeing a lot of articles about how this is, like, how the show basically ends up glorifying suicide. And basically saying, if you're going to commit suicide, this is the way to do it. Or, basically, another thing, what was it doing? It was pretty much saying that it made the suicide at the end seem painless and quick and easy. And, and that it basically dumbed it down and did everything it should have done wrong, is what I've been seeing. I've watched through a bit of it with Willow, my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
We went through some of it. The acting was horrible. The writing was horrible. It felt like an ABC Family, schlock fest. Those kind of things.
Well, if someone ever uses the words ABC Schlockfest and Suicide TV
Like
show in the same sentence,
ABC Family type shit.
yeesh.
Yeah, like something like Pretty Little Liars, or it's just garbage. It's trash. It's trash TV, but on Netflix. So it's automatically put on a higher pedestal than other TV just because it's on Netflix, which shouldn't happen. Not to say that always happens. I mean, just look at Iron Fist. It's a Marvel show, but it was horrible. And then you got shows like Ridiculous. What was that show? That it was the Ridiculous Six, the Adam Sandler movie. That was trash.
Don't remember.
It was a really bad cowboy movie that Adam Sandler did. Let's see. I don't know. I'm just trying to skim through some stuff. If you think of something, let me know. By the way,
I am but a blank slate to be written upon by the forces that be.
Did you hear that Lane County, which is the county that Eugene is in, Lane County now requires you to be 21 to purchase tobacco products?
No, I didn't hear that, but okay.
So you have to be 21 to buy tobacco products, which includes vaping, includes cigarettes.
Yeah,
I
mean,
yeah.
It was, if you ask me, it was kind of a fucking stupid system anyway, because it's like, hey, I'm going to buy this bong for wink wink decorative purposes.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows what you're gonna do with it.
I mean, you could use a bong technically for tobacco, couldn't you? I mean, it's just smoke, and you're still whatever. Anyways.
Yeah, much as I would love to hear your sentimental reasons for why, like, people aren't stupid, Hayden. Everybody knows what people are doing.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
My mom is, 40 years old and she knows. She's not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
My dad seems to be the only person that's still in the dark about this because he's like, not nearly as many people smoke weed as everyone says. And I'm like, Dad, it's even more than everyone says. Like, you don't understand. Like, doctors, scientists, teachers, everybody.
Normal people. I saw in the news recently that a Kansas man was arrested for growing weed in his house because he was doing it because his I think it was his daughter or it was his child basically had seizures and was epileptic, and he didn't have access to health care. So the only route he can go was start planting and harvesting cannabis, and he had to, she used the oil and to, help with her epilepsy. So he got arrested for that recently. I think it was a couple days ago. I think no one should be pushed to that extreme to go to that with healthcare.
Well, yeah, this is exactly how ass backwards the system is.
Yeah.
That we keep trying to make it, like, we keep trying to regulate its recreational use while we seem to sort of blink away the medicinal uses for it.
Yeah. It was it's illegal both recreationally, of course, and medicinally in Kansas. So it was just like, not even.
Because whenever people, like, the whole legalize it argument comes up, I always question who are the people pushing the legalization?
It's usually people on the left, people who advocate for research into it, people who obviously, use it, people who might want less crime in their area revolving around the selling of the substance. Maybe someone who wants more money and investment into the, into different public sectors like education and, housing, all these different sectors, and maybe it would lessen, the war on drugs, and maybe, it can do a lot,
I'm a very fact-oriented person.
Yeah.
So I am not even going to deny that marijuana has legitimate and sometimes powerful medical uses, both in the helping of like pain reduction for people going through chemotherapy and the reduction of nausea.
Yeah.
As well as helping to control, as you said, some forms of seizures. This is factually proven. I'm not going to deny that.
Yes. And
so
the only reason we can't look into it more is because it's classified as a level 1 drug alongside heroin. Do you know it's a class 1 drug? Do you know it's a class 2 drug?
Cocaine.
Meth and cocaine. My boy.
It's those gateway drugs, man.
Fuck off. Gateway drugs.
So
gateway
I think
drugs.
It's ludicrous that medicinally it's not legal in every state.
Yeah, it should be, in my opinion, legal completely, like for recreational use, but it should be at least medicinally if the conservatives are scared about the reefer madness.
Like, why shouldn't we utilize every resource available to us to help people medically?
Exactly.
Especially when this source is cheaper to produce and purchase than many other conventional drugs out there.
Than going to a doctor. That's the sad part. He couldn't afford health care.
I wonder why.
The problem isn't that we need to repeal and replace Obamacare. The problem, what we need, which was failed, thankfully. Obamacare is fine for now, but it needs to be, like, it just needs to be free healthcare like Canada's system. I see a lot of, like, I guess, arguments that say that we can't do that because we're too big, but I always think, but we're America. We pride ourselves to be the greatest country, or one of the greatest countries in the world. We're a huge superpower. We're in a unipolar world where America is the number one most powerful country, influencer, pretty much. We are the biggest influence in the world right now. So us saying that, oh, we're too big, we can't do, healthcare for all. That's bullshit to me. I mean, of course you can. Of course you can. That's not too daunting of a task. I mean, sure, but the taxes. But it's, the fuck are you talking about? The taxes? Okay, how about this? We tax the people that are making more money based on percentage. How about this? How about you tax the people that are making millions of dollars a year? How about you just increase the taxes for that? This is the stuff I don't get that people seem to complain about, People always, like, especially conservatives, they say, oh, but where's the money going to come from? I'm like, well, you can tax the people in, like, the 1%, you can increase their tax revenue. And it says, oh, but the trickle-down economics, and then I get in a rage. And that's the point where
Well, you've already made a statement, which is, like, you hit the nail on the head. See, the people with the money don't want to give up the money.
I know. That's the thing.
That is the central problem
with money.
With everything.
Yeah.
Every single model of how an economy should work hinges on the fact that people with more money would be willing to have slightly less more money.
Yeah.
And yes, for the minority of people with money, this is true. There are some people who do very wonderful things with their lots of money.
There's Bill Gates, for example, who makes, like, charity. Who donates excessively a lot, pretty much. Like, Bill Gates is a great guy. He's a great example of that. Right, yeah, that's. Is there anything else political you want to talk about, Bill?
Not really. I've had rehearsals going on every evening for the past, 3 weeks, so I've been kind of under a rock.
Damn. You know what you could do? You could just check, because I update the Discord server news channel pretty often, and so you can just look through there every so often. Or you can use Reddit. I mean, those consistent news sources constantly. Anyways, let's move on to gaming. A few things did happen, if I can recall. But I probably can't recall. I think there's some stuff going on. I remember Mass Effect Andromeda had a shaky release.
Well, of course it did.
Yeah. Did you see anything out of it?
I've seen the compilations of absolutely hilarious facial animations.
It's gone to the point of the uncanny valley, you know, where it's too realistic but not realistic enough at the same time. So it looks horrifying.
I mean, look, I don't think there needed to be another Mass Effect game. I think the franchise had a good run, and I think then we could now come up with some new sci-fi.
But we've got to have
money.
There we go. Also, Battlefield 2 got announced, or Battlefront 2. If it said Battlefield, Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2 got announced. And it basically takes stuff from the prequel era, the original trilogy era, and then this new trilogy.
Well, I don't care where they take it from. Is this going to be Battlefield with a Battlefront skin again, or is this actually going to be a good game?
I think they're advertising, space. They're advertising the whole shebang this time. They're advertising like it's an actual Battlefront game. Like, I'm seeing space battles. I'm seeing, all these like different modes and game types and stuff like that. That was in the original Battlefront. So
something I've learned, Hayden, after many years of being duped, is you can't trust video game advertisement anymore.
That's true. That's very true. Just look at No Man's Sky or Fallout 4. Stuff like that.
I mean, Fallout 4 was not a bad game. It was actually a pretty good game.
It was just falsely advertised.
It just wasn't the game they advertised.
It just works. It just works.
Well, I mean, if they just advertised Fallout 4 as it is, I still would have bought it. I like Fallout.
I'm not into Fallout.
You don't have to be. That's the wonderful thing about opinions.
That's true. Let's see. There was I know that the Nintendo announced that the Switch is going to have a lot more games announced for E3, which is exciting. Oh, there was a Nintendo Direct recently. Well, let me look it up. It was April 2017. Now, I'll read the lineup pretty much. They're still doing 3DS stuff. Like, they're pumping out 3DS games up to next year.
Mm-hmm. Wait, they're going to stop producing for the 3DS?
No, they're still producing games for 3DS, which kind of surprised me. I don't want this to... There we go. Okay. No, what? No, this isn't it. Okay. I don't want to see your video, damn it. GameSpot? Go fuck yourself. I don't want to see your fucking video. No, get me off this fucking screen. What the fuck? Ah, stop. Okay. Will the Nintendo website give specific details? Ooh. Let's see. Okay, here are the games that they showed off. They showed off ARMS. So remember that ARMS game where it was basically...
Yeah, it was Rock'em Sock'em Robots on steroids.
Yeah, they showed more stuff. I think it might be fun. A fun little fighting game. There seems to be some decent strategy. Like, you can add different like types to your arms. You can mix and match the arms to do different stuff. So that seems like, I feel like ARMS is gonna end up being the Splatoon of the Switch. How it's gonna be the new franchise.
I thought Splatoon was going to be the Splatoon of the Switch.
Well, you know what I meant. I was explaining that. Splatoon 2 is the next Splatoon, which is also on the Switch. And that also looks really good. There's like a horde mode as well in there, which is interesting. Let's see. But you know what I mean? Like, the new franchise of each thing. Actually, well, if there was there any like new franchise in the Wii? Because... Let's see, the GameCube. What did the GameCube have? The GameCube didn't have shit either. I know ARMS had a new franchise is on the Switch. Splatoon 2 is the Wii U new franchise. Was there anything on the Wii?
Well, I mean, the GameCube had the Metroid Prime games.
Okay, but a new franchise though?
Bubsy 3D.
That's the PlayStation 1, my boy. Anyways, yeah, Splatoon 2 and ARMS are making it to the Switch. There's also let's see. Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valencia, which is DLC for Fire Emblem Echoes, which
Game
is coming.
we're talking about.
Which is coming for the 3DS.
There's going to be Pikmin for the 3DS.
Also, Hey Pikmin for 3DS as well, which is basically a 2D. It's basically a 2D version. It's a 2D platformer. Fire Emblem Echoes, I think you cut out, so I'm going to explain again. Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valencia, which is DLC for Fire Emblem Echoes, is coming out for 3DS as well. Kirby's Blowout Blast, which is a 3DS game. It's multiplayer, 3DS. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is just Mario Kart 8 for the Switch. Miitopia, which is a 3DS Mii game. Still pushing the Mii's out after the Wii U is dead. Minecraft Nintendo Switch Edition. It's coming.
I mean, you've become a successful console when there's Minecraft on.
Get ready for it, baby.
Minecraft, which I don't think is updated in how long?
No, they're updating it. Apparently, you can like fly in there now. And there's bears. I'm dead fucking serious. There's also Monopoly for Nintendo Switch. I mean, it's Monopoly. There's also Namco Museum, which is just a bunch of Namco games, Namco arcade games. There's Payday 2 for the Switch.
No.
Let's see. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition's getting ported to the Switch, which is good. RPG Maker Fez, which is just an RPG Maker. The RPG Maker thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sonic Forces, which is the new Sonic 2017 game. Oh boy. Sonic Mania, which is their 2D platformer. Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, which I think that's the Team Kirby game. I don't know what the Blow Up Bass. I think they're both 3DS games. I know Kirby Clash Deluxe is 3DS, but Kirby Blowout Blast. There's so many Kirby games coming out now. Yeah, it's a 3DS game. Yeah, it's a 3DS game. I know they're both 3DS games. Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers. It's just a port of Super Street Fighter 2. It's not pixelated. It's drawn sprites, I think. And then Yokai Watch 2, Psychic Spectres is getting ported to the West for 3DS. That was the lineup for the Nintendo Direct. Let's see. So that was pretty much that. I can't think of anything else for video games on here. You know anything going on? Maybe you're playing a new game.
I've been playing Persona 5.
Oh yeah, Persona 5 came out as well. How's that going?
It's awesome. Amazing soundtrack. It looks amazing even on the PS3 version, which is the only one I have.
Mm-hmm. You pleb.
Good combat, good story so far. I like the characters and phenomenal voice acting as per usual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard Persona has pretty good voice acting.
Yeah, your brother's playing through Persona 4.
Yeah. Oh, another thing that happened in my life. I'm moving out into Portland State campus in September.
Hey.
And I have a room with my girlfriend, so I'll be good. What else? That's pretty much it for gaming, and I forgot to add that little life thing going on. I also got the job working for the Don't Say the Name school district.
Oh, so you don't want me to say the name?
Don't say the name of the school district.
Okay.
I got
Wait, didn't you already have a job there?
well, I did, but I have the summer job there. I just
Oh,
didn't have time to do
which
that job.
crew?
Moving,
Cool.
yeah, with Brett, who was featured on episode 3 of the SquadCast. Go watch episode 3.
Oh, is Brett doing it again as well?
Yeah, yeah. And Ryan as
Nice.
well. Corey is not.
Darn.
Darn.
What about Will I Am?
Will is living in Eugene for the summer.
I have to stay in Ashland.
Yeah, so he's pulling a bow. Next is YouTube.
I want snaps. You better snap me.
The YouTubes. There's been a couple things going on. The thing on the top of my head is, have you ever heard of a YouTube channel called Daddy05, my boy?
Nope.
Okay, so Daddy05 is a father of 5 children. 2 of them are his stepchildren, or they're all his biological children, but 2 of them he has
From different wives.
He has a wife. His current wife, he has 3 children with, and 2 of them are not her biological children. So the videos, a lot of them are quote unquote pranks, where a lot of it's just like getting them in trouble and abusing them. Like there was a deleted video that Philip DeFranco found where basically the dad made one of the sons slap his sister in the face.
What? That's not.
Yeah.
What? That's not funny.
I know it's not funny.
That's not entertainment.
Yeah, it's
That's just abuse.
yeah. So you got channels like that who are still up, of course, but then you got some channels who are constantly taken down for no reason. For example, I Hate Everything. His channel has been deleted by YouTube 3 times, I think, for no real reason. But you have channels like this who have maybe, granted, I Hate Everything has maybe 2 million subscribers right now, I think. Last time I remember. Daddy of 5 has around 700,000, I know. Daddy of 5 has around 700,000 subscribers. And he doesn't get shit for this. I Hate Everything has 1.2 million subscribers. Just about 500,000 more people are watching I Hate Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gotten his YouTube channel taken down 3 times for basically doing nothing. So there's some weird things going on with this thing. They've apologized a few times, very backhandedly, but recently they deleted some videos, I think, and they made a more scripted and sincere apology, I think.
Well,
apparently,
it's kind of too little, too late to apologize for child abuse.
Yeah,
just saying.
There's been some accusations from the real mother of 2 of the children, who is claiming that her 2 biological children were illegally, like there were forged documents to illegally take them away from her. From like the father used forged documents with his wife, his new wife, his second wife, to forge documents and basically take the children away from the biological mother.
This suddenly got very conspiracy theory.
Yeah, so they're going to court for all this. That's the whole thing.
So what you're saying is you and I can't become too successful, or people will take our videos down.
Well, I'm not abusing a child, Bo. Are you?
No.
Okay.
I mean there might be some accusations of abuse when I practice my saxophone very loudly in the living space.
My boy, it's abuse when you don't. Oh, never mind.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I've been doing nothing but playing Careless Whisper for the past week and a half.
Are you fucking kidding me? You've been playing Careless Whisper?
Yeah, it's not actually that hard.
Jesus Christ! Of course you are. Fuck. 2017's been a better year than 2016, though. I can say that so far. Only like a couple people have died that I can remember. I can't even remember a couple people that have died, actually. But in that sense, 2017 is better than 2016, I guess, for now.
I mean, I've got something in the news that's interesting.
What's that?
So the Guardians of the Galaxy ride in Disneyland the exterior has been unveiled,
Oh yeah,
and it is ugly.
it's ugly.
It is ugly. I don't use the word eyesore often,
Um,
but the old Hollywood Tower of Terror here, it was like minimalistic, you know.
Guardians of the Galaxy ride
It's called Mission Breakout.
mission breakout. Okay. Oh boy.
Look at how just nothing is seamless about this design. Nothing fits together. It's so garish and busy. I don't even know where to look. And this is sitting in like the old Hollywood Tower of Terror was sort of minimalistic. It had the sign Hollywood Tower.
It does fit with the Guardians of the Galaxy. It reminds me a lot of like the more the junk, like I guess asteroid comet that they were living on, that some people were living on, that were like scavenging.
Yeah, but when you slap this in the middle of like old timey California adventure, quote unquote Hollywood-ish land, it just looks out of place.
Yeah, I can see that. It seems like something that would belong in Tomorrowland.
Not only that, but the building design just doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
It looks as though they had, because what they had to do was take the old design and then refurbish it and
model
just,
something around it.
yeah, which I don't blame them for. I mean, the Twilight Zone license was getting a little bit old, and as you have more and more generations of people going to California Adventure,
Mm-hmm.
you want something relevant that's going to bring in the people. And and when you're opening Star Wars Land, you need something new in California Adventure. Otherwise, no one's going to go there.
Yeah.
I mean, once Star Wars Land opens, they're going to take a massive hit to attendance anyway. So you might as well have something new and awesome to at least draw some attendance.
Yeah. I mean, isn't Star Wars Land is being run by Disney as well, right? Or it's like is this different park within? Like it's a different like Tomorrowland or
yeah, there's Tomorrowland, New Orleans Square, Fantasyland, Adventureland, and now there's going to be Star Wars Land.
Separate from like Tomorrowland?
Yeah.
It seems a bit much.
Well, I question whether they're going to keep the Star Tours ride in Tomorrowland or if they're going to move it. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know if there's a lot else for YouTube. I'm trying to think of anything.
How is your subscriber base?
I've been stagnant around 165 to 168 for a few weeks now. That's all right though. My newest video. Hold on, let me take a look at my newest video. My newest video, I think last time I checked, it had around 70 views and 13 likes, which is decent for what I usually do. It's pretty good for what I usually do, actually.
Yeah.
This was also a bigger video, more fleshed out. It was 18 minutes long, 18 minutes and 40 seconds long. Yeah, 71 views, 15 comments. I haven't really received any criticism, or I guess I've just been looking for mostly like, what's it called? I've been looking for a lot of, I guess criticism and like things I could do to improve.
I mean, I think less politics, more hot knife through stuff will really boost your subscriber base.
That was the hot knife craze is dead, my boy. You've been gone for a bit.
Yeah, except I'm just saying this right now. Instead of, because we need to reverse the formula, we need to revive it. But instead of hot knife through stuff, we do hot stuff through knife.
Okay. I've been thinking that I could do like quick, like less than a minute videos, just making fun of stuff. Like
I believe they're called vines.
No, making fun of trends. No, not a vine. That's 6 seconds, my boy, and those are also dead. It would be like a minute at most, maybe 2 minutes of making fun of something.
You could have or you could just have an online persona that is just way behind the
Like
times. Like you just get to every trend too late.
Okay, there's this trend that's going around where people are quote calling people. Like I have their number, like, but these are fictional people. Like I have the Joker's number. I'm calling the Joker, and then people believe it. Like little kids believe it, and they get couple million views for it. Or like I'm calling the Boss Baby from the new movie, The Boss Baby.
So is this something that impressionists are doing?
It's something that teenagers are doing. It's a lot of like teenage English kids is what I've been seeing.
I mean, if there's one group that's always been ahead of the trend times, it's been English kids.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's not a whole lot left I got for YouTube. Next SquadCast will definitely be more organized. Hopefully. Are you able to do? I mean, I asked this last time, but it didn't ring true. Are you able to SquadCast like within a week or two?
Yeah, I should be free next weekend. I don't have anything planned.
Okay, we'll try to do something next weekend then. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So, that's. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? I guess.
Not really from my end, because I don't really think anyone wants to hear about my in-depth analysis of Antony and Cleopatra.
Okay.
Anything else you want to talk about on your end?
I don't have a whole lot going on. I don't know. Join the Discord server if you're not there. We have some fun times. We did a movie night or movie event. We watched the first half of that Smash Brothers documentary, the Smash Brothers. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't.
You haven't? It's 4 hours total, and we watched the first 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half. But we watched the first hour and a half to 2 hours of the documentary, and we're watching the next half.
Did they ever explain why Fox and Falco are so broken?
No, it's more about the community. It's not about that. But yeah, you should swing by, Bo, and watch the event with us when I mention everyone and say, "Hey, we're watching the movie, Bo."
When did you guys do this?
We did this yesterday. The first part was yesterday. We're watching the next parts. We're finishing the movie this next weekend. So
yesterday, I was making delicious curry.
So if you want to be a part of that event and join many other events, go ahead and join the Hideni server if you're not already on there. It should be in the description below. Yeah, there's not a whole lot left. Is there any final thoughts, Hawaiian Shirt Guy?
Oh yeah, fuck you for giving them the picture of me with my parrot on my head.
Look, it's a great picture of you. Okay, you should be proud.
I mean, I am proud, and the fan art that spawned from it made me very happy. But at the same time, come on, man.
Okay.
I have so frightfully few chances to be interesting, and you took that one from me.
I'm sorry. All right. So I'm going to end it out. Here's the fan art of the week. It is made by Malco, who is a manager at the Hideni server. Go ahead and check him out. And this theme song is Solstice by Tom Follin. Interesting thing, this song took up most of the game's cartridge.
Yep, it took up so much memory they couldn't loop it.
So we're going to play that off for you and have a good one. Until next time.
Go out and live your dreams.